Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/AITA. In today's episode, AITA for returning a birthday gift I got for my boyfriend after he insulted me about my colorful past. AITA for telling my son's pregnant girlfriend that if she keeps disrespecting me she can get the F out of my house. AITA for refusing to stop the car for my stepsister and refusing to drive her back. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. AITA for returning a birthday gift I got for my boyfriend after he insulted me about my colorful past. This happened last night, but my phone is still blowing up. IF, 26, dipped into my savings and got Mike, my boyfriend, 27, a PS5 for his birthday yesterday. He knew he was getting the PS5 because he told me that the PS5 is the only thing he wants. We've been together for 4 years, so the cost didn't matter. That is until I found out what he thinks about me. Some background: when I was 18, I was involved with Jake, a guy who I met online. We ended things after 3 months, and I moved on shortly after with Adam, a guy from work. I found out a couple months later that Jake and Adam were actually really close friends, but I didn't know Jake long enough to meet his friend group, so I had no idea. After finding out, I took some time off dating, and 2 years later, I met my current boyfriend Mike. I was upfront and honest with Mike about my past and the fact that I was unintentionally involved with friends. He said he understood and my past didn't bother him. Last night at his party, I showed up with the PS5 and him and his friends were screaming with joy. His best female friend Jessica laughed and said, "I wish I was a thought so I could afford a PS5 too." I looked at her with an "excuse me?" look on my face and she just said never mind and walked away. I confronted my boyfriend about it and he said, and I quote, "She's just messing with you. You can't take a joke?" So I pushed further as to why this girl is even calling me names to begin with, and he said, "Well, everyone knows you were a thought before you met me." I asked him to explain how I was a thought before him and he said, "You know, messing with best friends?" He then pat me on the shoulder and said that it's okay because I'm not who I was back then, and if he could get over my colorful past and thought mentalities to give me a chance, then I could get over Jessica's comments and give her another chance. I didn't say anything. I just got up, took the PS5 from the gift table and left. He was pissed. He literally called me like 20 times, but I didn't care. I was so hurt that I took the bow off and took it straight back to the store I got it from. They happily refunded it. I thought that was done, but Mike and all his friends including Jessica are berating me for being petty, and they're all saying I brought this on myself by making poor choices. I responded to Mike and told him that he deserves better than me, so find someone who wasn't a thought and get the PS5 from them because I returned it. He started screaming how I'm the biggest AH for returning it and how I should be happy he ignored my colorful past. I'm thinking maybe taking it back went too far. AITA? I'm so confused. But maybe that's because I'm an old lady who got married around the time you were in kindergarten. If anyone was wrong in the Jake/Adam incident, it was Adam. You might have dated friends, but he dated his best friend's ex. That's on them to figure out, and Adam's mistake only. 2. Where I come from, dating 3 dudes in 7 years does not a colorful past make. Did hoe get a new definition since the early aughts? NTA. And I hope you do something special for yourself with a little of that money you got back from returning that gift you got your ex-boyfriend. From one old lady to another, I agree. NTA. Nothing about your past is even colorful. OMG, you dated 2 guys that happened to be friends. Good heavens, where are my pearls? I must clutch them. Sounds like Jessica is either sleeping with this fool or wants to be. She can have him. Use the money to get yourself something nice. Yup, jealous pick me for sure. Who even says something like that to a friend's partner? Leave this guy. This is a precursor to much bigger issues. He thinks he is doing you a favor. Will constantly hold that over your head and make you feel less than. Asterisk, I think I'm using pick me appropriately here. It's a new term to me, but I like it. Op NTA. NTA. Sheesh, no offense, but your past isn't even that colorful. Like mild beige at best. Not even mild beige, more like blood beige. I don't think people realize how common it is to meet someone online and it doesn't work out, so you move on and your ex and new BF happen to know each other. Or maybe it's just common in my everybody knows everybody small town. Your past isn't colorful. You haven't done anything wrong. There is no need for you to feel badly about who you dated, and frankly, it's no one else's business. The fact that your BF not only judged you, but also shared his judgment with friends is inexcusable. You don't do hurtful things like that to people you care about. He wanted you to feel less than. You did the right thing. Now you need to find someone who deserves an amazing person like you. Don't settle for anything else. Definitely NTA. NTA. Who told you what you did was shameful? Who convinced you that having a consensual relationship and then, after that one had ended, having a different consensual relationship was bad? You casually dated two people at different times who knew each other. You didn't do anything wrong. Your boyfriend has a very toxic and unhealthy attitude about your dating history. What was even so wrong with what you did? You dated two guys at separate times that you didn't know knew each other? And that's somehow a poor reflection on you? Bizarre. NTA, these people are not worth your time or a PS5. NTA and sweetheart, if that's what he considers a colorful past, he would have a stroke if he heard about mine. Don't ever let losers like him and his friends make you feel bad. AITA for telling my son's pregnant girlfriend that if she keeps disrespecting me she can get the F out of my house? I, 43F, have a son, 18M, who got his high school girlfriend, 18F, pregnant. It was obviously an unplanned pregnancy and it resulted in my son's girlfriend getting kicked out of her house by her mom. I never liked this girl, but I obviously couldn't let her on the streets now that she's carrying my grandchild, so I let her live in our house. Now both she and my son gave up on college for the near future, and my son is now working a full-time job so he can provide for them in the future. The problem is that his girlfriend refuses to do anything, but absolutely anything all day. She just locks herself up in my son's room eating snacks and watching videos on my son's computer. I need to drag her out to just help me with cooking and to clean up at least the room she's staying, but she's always be **ing about how I'm working her like a slave even though she's already in constant pain cause of her pregnancy, and then she'll come crying to my son about my treatment of her. Mind you, she doesn't have a high-risk pregnancy. I know that cause me and my husband are the ones fully paying for her medical controls, and I don't put her up to do tasks like cleaning the toilet or anything similar. However, she really crossed the line when after I got dressed up she asked me where I was going, and when I told her that I'm getting ready for church, her exact response was, "I didn't know there were churches that were allowing people looking like striptease dancers in." At that point I absolutely had it with her and I told her straight that I don't care who TF she is, I won't allow her to disrespect me while living in my house, and if she can't keep her attitude in check then she can get TF out of my home. She pretty much started crying at that point and immediately called my son, who later on also gave me attitude for treating her girlfriend like garbage. When I don't know what she's going through, I roll. My husband also thinks that while she was definitely out of line with that, she was probably only acting out cause of pregnancy hormones, and that I could have handled the situation better without straight up threatening to leave her homeless. AITA? NTA. You should make it clear to your son that his girlfriend needs to earn her keep ASAP. Completely agree. There are very simple things she can do to help around the house. NTA. NTA. She needed the wake-up call. You're all she has. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. Called my son, who later on also gave me attitude. son also needs a firm reminder of who is doing whom the favors. You can go to with her. Neither of you should be disrespected in your own house. I don't care if she's pregnant or not. I worked my job until the day I had my kid. I went from work to the hospital. At her age, there should be no problem with her helping out and keep her mouth shut. Same for your son. AITA for refusing to stop the car for my stepsister and refusing to drive her back? My mom and stepdad live around 12 hours from me by car. My stepsister Jane lives around 8 hours away but is en route if I am driving. On Friday, my girlfriend and I finished work at lunch to drive to my mom's to spend the week. My stepbrother is getting married on Saturday and we are going to work from home for a week. I begrudgingly agreed to pick up and drive Jane also. I was cautious of doing this as we have never got on and she finds a way to make everything an argument or political debate. Firstly, when I arrived to pick her up, she made us wait outside for 30 minutes as she hadn't finished packing. I was annoyed by this alone as it's a long drive and I wanted to get there before 2 a.m. Hour 1 of the journey, with Jane in the car, she requested to stop to use the restroom. So we stopped. Hour 2 of the journey, she requested my girlfriend turn the music completely off as she didn't like music. Hour 3 of the journey, Jane wanted to stop for some food. I asked her to hold on an hour as I had already planned where we were stopping and getting gas and I wanted to limit stops. Jane then spent the next hour complaining of feeling sick and faint. Hour 4, we stopped and Jane disappeared for half an hour, and when my girlfriend found her she was just sat outside on FaceTime one of her friends. Hour 5, we stopped because Jane needed to use the restroom. At which point Jane purchased another meal. Hour 6, I pulled over so Jane could sit shotgun as she was getting carsick. At which point she wanted to debate why marriage is archaic and exists to limit women. Hour 7, stop for restroom and more snacks at Jane's requests. Hour 8, we are on the final stretch to my mom's house and Jane requests to stop again. I say no, we are nearly there. Jane then says that she is going to be sick and we have to stop. I refuse, and say I will pull over if she's going to actually be sick, but we are 30 minutes away. When we arrive at my mom's house, she announces to my stepdad that I refused to stop the car for her and she's so ill, etc. My mom then shouts at me because I know Jane is sensitive. Jane is 29, I am 28, so not children. Since then all weekend Jane has made reference to it and told my girlfriend that I can be cruel and nasty and has been since a child. I have now said I am not driving her back, she now has no transport home. AITA? NTA. Share this summary with your family and say, it is regrettable that I can't meet Jane's sensitivity needs. She needs to find an alternate ride. Yes, you're a poor choice for a ride for Jane's sensitive needs. You regret you can't take care of her. NTA. They can always volunteer to drive her back if they care so much. NTA. She is impossible, deliberately so. It's amazing to think there are people like this. Your parents will get on your case about not driving her back, so get ready for a fight. But don't cave. TBH, when she made you wait at the start of the journey again, deliberately, to assume power over you, you should have just taken off and left her to figure it out. People like your SS pull these stunts because no one stops them. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.